Hello YouTube, Jumpy23 here. No point in waiting, so let's do the other half of Palette Prime story missions, starting with A Ghostly Sunset, a route map. This is the first sanity testing map of Palette Prime, although it's an extremely cool clear. Remember how last map I said that at least I know immediately whether my spark energy rig worked or not? I want you to count how deep into the map I get before I see that spark energy message. Spoiler alert, it's 1 minute and 17 seconds. I had to play that far before I knew whether I was resetting. Anyway, I've deployed the route gang again. Because of the skills Luigi needs, you really can't do this map any earlier, which is the other reason I finished up the Bowser quest first. I'll need 3 charges of Steely Stare, extra movement when landing, and of course, spark energy. That landing with Edge is a bit precise. She needs to be able to dash that ghostly walker, although you really ain't seen nothing yet when it comes to that precise bounce pad jumping. Luigi will need to hit that stooge from pretty close by, so he'll be far from max damage. That dash makes me more comfortable, although in the end I'm not sure it was needed. With his bonus move on landing, he can make it back to the bounce pad with a staircase boost. This gap here between bounce pads is meant to chew through everyone's team jumps. The way I've phrased it makes it sound like I have some trick up my sleeve, so let me go again. This gap chews through everyone's team jumps. This is the best glitter spot that I could find on this map, pulling in 5 of the 13 enemies. There's still a lot to go, which is why I need all the juice I can muster, including this spark energy proc. As per usual, Rabbid Mario is on his way to handle the glitter dream, but he'll be doing it differently than usual. Something I haven't shown yet is his unique dash skill, which gives it an area of effect damage. Because it only has 2 dashes max, this is usually unimpressive, but Ghostly Walkers and Flaming Stooges are pretty frail enemies, so it's enough with a Vamp dash boost here. I need to save his attack for later after all. And by later, I mean right now. These 2 Ghostly Walkers are just close enough to both be hit by Rabbid Mario, which of course means that I have to wiggle around for 10 seconds to line it up right. I also had to bounce forward from that partial cover, not backward, that he landed on. It seemed pretty tight, but there are more tricks to optimize bounce pad movement that I didn't take advantage of there. I have no idea why Rabbid Mario's attack sometimes lags like that. It's kind of funny though. So, Luigi has to deal with the 4 spread out enemies at the start, which is just the right number for his attacks, but there are 2 Ghostly Walkers, which are generally immune to Steely Stare. However, they can still be hit by it if you use another dash trick. Luigi's extended landing range comes in handy again to give Edge a team jump without stranding himself. Edge's dash-based damage is nice because it means that she doesn't have to lock her movement. So she's perfect for taking out these last 2 Flaming Stooges in the edges of the map. Of course, Rabbid Mario is hogging Vamp Dash, so she's not hitting as hard as I'd like. She has to use all of her remaining dashes just to handle the first Flaming Stooge. But she's saved by the new item that we unlock when we enter Palette Prime, the Multi-Dash, which gives 2 new dashes. With her ability that makes each dash stronger than the last, these 2 dashes are just enough to handle this Flaming Stooge. Now Luigi needs to finish off the last 2 Stooges on enemy phase after killing this last Ghostly Walker with his normal attack. Unfortunately, Stooges love to run, and they both run into his steely stare, completing a ghostly sunset in one turn. That map was hard, but the next hard map won't be for a long time. Time for a really easy C's, Forest Rush.
On me.
Edge uses dashes on this squashette to extend her movement range. But in hindsight, she never does use her team jump, so this could have been anybody. From the best deployment slot, Rabbid Mario's 19 movement is also just enough to make it down the ledge. He starts by setting up Luigi's first team jump. And then he follows Luigi to set up his second team jump. I mentioned squashettes, but I didn't say what they do. You can see them there, the pigs in dresses. They're just like squashers, but when they land, they also have a gust effect. I couldn't figure out a way to do this with 0 move boosters, but Luigi easily finishes the map off with just 1.
That's how it's done.
The last story map of Palette Prime is Roots of Corruption, which fakes you out on its objective a couple times. First, I need to destroy a few Dark Messiahs, then it's a 5-turn survive objective, and then I need to destroy a bunch of Dark Messiahs again. That's why my units have Quake and Geddon type spark skills, and a movement focus. The 5-turn survive is very easy because all the enemies that spawn from the portals are Wild Claws, and even on this tiny map, they're so slow that they can barely catch us. Once I kill these 2 squashettes, I mostly just have to stay away from the portals and I'm fine. Mario's jump shot is once again going to help kill enemies without getting stuck out of position.
Up you go.
Oh yeah!
I actually throw pretty hard on turn 2 here. I ought to just leave this Wild Claw alive and save my turbocharge for when there are more on the map, since he still can't reach me. But I decide to kill him here. This precipitates a series of unfortunate events, which almost leads to somebody dying. But I recorded this map in one go since it's a defend with no practice, and I really didn't care enough to fix it. Something weird is that Toxiquake can poison your own units if you aren't careful. That's why Luigi just made that ACK noise. The other Quake skills don't hit allies, and I always forget that Toxiquake is an exception. It's probably a bug. Yet again, I really ought to leave these Wild Claws alone. But I think that all of these Overwatch skills will be enough to finish one off and get me some breathing room. Dear reader, they were not.
That is.
Come on!
One down.
Now for once, I think I actually kinda have to kill a Wild Claw. But fortunately, Turbocharge is refreshed. With Jump Shot's immunity to their counterattack, it's not too hard to finish this guy off. Now it's time for the interesting bit of the map. So here there's 3 sets of Dark Messiahs, 3 Dark Messiahs per set. Unfortunately, I've got 3 characters with Quake and Geddon skills to take them out, so this map is just about getting 1 character to each set of eyes. Mario can reach the right set with a stomp and take out the far eye with his jump shot. I only have 2 true Quake skills, and I gave him Pyrogeddon, which has less range because he can make up for it with his jump shot. Next, Edge takes out the middle set of eyes. I picked her for this one because she can drop down. I said drop down and boost her movement with dashes to set up a team jump for Luigi. Luigi takes out the final set of eyes, easily clearing Roots of Corruption in 6 turns. Thanks for watching. See you next time with some Planet Coin missions.